Anybody got some Zins?
I got some.
Thank God, bro. I have no nicotine.
Whoa. Oh, you got the metal case, dude?
I did.
Which way do I open?
Yeah, just no, not that one, not that one. That's the closest.
That's used.
I'm so glad I didn't grab it.
We said not to. Just pull open.
That's pretty dandy, though. That's kind of nice. I might do that. Don't give this to me when I'm drunk, bro. Please.
I don't know if my camera. That's so good. Oh god.
Should I double it up? Should I do a sixer and a sixer?
Oh,
was that a sixer?
A sixer? Yeah.
Should I double up on sixers?
That's a 12er. You can only order those on the website.
That's not a 12er.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. It's a thing. It's illegal. You can't even have that much.
You'll kill babies.
Should I do it?
Dude,
just see what happens.
Free will, baby.
It's like, what if I throw up on the table? Because I have to get it on camera. So it's like, I have to.
Yeah, if you're ever going to do it now.
Ooh.
All right, gym partners.
What are these? What are these bad
boys?
You know why I got
Can I
that?
start one?
Do you want to be up till 4 a.m.?
This is my second sixer.
Yeah, he's doubling up.
I'm doubling up.
Which is crazy.
I might throw up.
You might throw up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just ingested 12 milligrams of Zins.
Welcome back to the On Game Show.
Welcome.
I am so glad to be back, guys. We had a little bit of a hiatus, a little vacation.
We did.
We did.
It's like a vacation.
You guys won't notice because we're always so ahead of the game.
Yeah, I mean, we're pros. So
we do this for a living.
Yeah. The lights are about to turn on.
Please do.
I think we've all had some pretty big weeks, huh? Some stories.
Do you have the most anticlimactic week?
Probably.
What was your week? Tell us.
Yeah, you go first.
I'm at work.
Okay. That's
Okay,
nice.
all
I
right.
slept.
I can't feel my face right now.
I drank. That's about it, man.
Slept.
It sounds like a great week.
Drank.
Yeah.
How was the money? Good money week or no?
When it was
Decent?
okay.
It was straight?
It was okay. It's
As long
the
as it's
beginning
not
of June. So like, I'm in the service industry. So like June is always a little shaky. May to June is always shaky because everybody's going out of town.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're competing with vacations.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as
Same thing.
as long as it's not bad, bro. Long as the money's good, as long as it's straight.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have straight weeks over here, but I'm like, straight's better than not straight.
Yeah.
hey, chill out. Don't clip it. Don't clip it. Don't clip it. Don't clip it.
Chad, get his ass.
Be sweet. Be sweet. Don't clip that.
We're playing Uno today.
Yeah, we're going to play something simple so that we can chop up today. I'm feeling a little goofy. I'm also in a really good mood. It's good to see the boys. Like we said, we took that little break, so I feel very refreshed to be back with
Me
you guys.
too, man. Me too.
I think honestly the time off was actually pretty necessary.
Yeah.
I almost didn't think it was going to work because you guys know I was having the moving situation going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
how's that going?
It's going fantastic.
Good.
Did we do 10 or 7 or how many did we do?
7.
I think you gave me 7. Yeah, you're good.
I got 7.
Dude, everything's gone beautiful. In fact, me and Michaela did it all by ourselves. Well, to start out with.
Damn.
When we were moving it into storage, her stepfather was like, let me come help y'all real quick.
Yeah.
And we were like, absolutely. But we did the hard part as far as like taking everything downstairs because we're in an upstairs apartment.
Mm-hmm.
She carried the big dresser with me. She carried the couches and everything. She had to put them down a few times, but bro, I've seen some women who can't work worth it, bro. This woman, that's my baby. Shout out my baby. She did not complain at all the whole time. She kept going. We made it out in a very decent time, shorter than what we expected.
Nice.
So everything's good. The only sucky part is like, it's good spending time with my family because we're living with my mom for about a week.
Yeah.
Till we can actually move in. So the sucky part is that, we don't get to enjoy the fruits of our labor yet.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of a little exciting. It's giving us a little
It's
teaser.
building it up.
Like
It's building it up. Yeah.
everything's the sucky part's out of the way.
Mhm.
I think moving out is worse than moving in. I think moving in, you're so excited that when you start getting in, you're happy.
I have a weird
spot.
question. Do
Go
you
ahead.
need any pots or pans?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you have anybody that actually needs them, they would take them first because we have what we need, but we do need replacements. Like,
Okay,
need
we have nice ones because I had copper pots and pans, and I loved them, man. But when I moved into my house, it had the what do they call that? The like magnetic stovetop thing. What do you call that? I don't remember.
Not like a griddle, huh?
No. It literally uses magnetism to heat it up. It's supposed to be faster or whatever. I don't know. I'd never heard of it whenever I moved into my house, but then like my copper stuff wouldn't work on it. I had to get all new pots and pans. So I have almost new stuff that me and Lizzie just pulled out of the attic yesterday. And we're gonna donate it to the women's shelter. But dude, we absolutely could give it to you. If you want.
Well, let's. Yeah, let me ask Michaela about it when we get out of here.
And you guys can take a look at them. We'll send you pictures or whatever.
Because the thing is, like, when she bought everything, she bought it like for herself,
Right.
Because it was just her, and so a lot of the stuff, it's not that it's just like girly, but it's also just that I'm like, I would have got something a little different, That's a little different.
I want to click on this.
But I mean, I'm definitely interested, and I'll see what she thinks. We're definitely. I just found out my mom's got a TV stand that she's willing to give us. Nice, dude. I'm talking a very big, rustic, like brown TV stand and dining room table with like 6 chairs.
Sweet.
So we're about to be,
That's
I think, hosting our family events. We do, my family, we all do Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of that. We do it every year. We all get together. We all cook. So I think we're going to start hosting that stuff. Getting that stuff rolling, dude.
It's exciting, bro.
That's awesome.
I'm excited. I'm excited to have some room for the dogs and to be able to invite my boys over. Guitar Hero is going to be the first thing that cooked up, bro.
That's the first time we're playing.
Yeah, for sure. As soon as I walk in, he's playing a guitar.
And I was telling him, I'll invite everybody over right after I get the Blackstone. So the first, I'm going to have a yard now, so I have some big boy responsibilities to keep my yard clean. So I need to buy a mower, weed eater, blower, and all that. But once I get all that, the first thing on the list is a Blackstone.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a Blackstone. It's the big 36-inch, bro, with the hood cover. Oh, I'm about to go dumb, boys. I'm about to go dumb. I'm about to learn. Look, I've been trying to kill this belly here, but
Not with that Blackstone.
when I get that Blackstone, baby, and then I pair it with a smoker on the side of it and a regular charcoal grill.
You're so
I'm
metabolism's done, but it's done.
People are gonna come to my house like, bro, let me just use your bro. I'll cook for you, dude. That's what I want. I just want to have everything out there, man.
I do want to learn how to make Tokyo rice, and I think that would be incredible.
Yeah.
We could get some bad steaks, make some Tokyo rice with it.
Well, one of my ideas was we went to Hibachi not too long ago, and I was sitting there watching them do doing the stacked onions with the nice volcano.
Yeah.
I can do, when it's when it's just me and Michaela, we can do a nice little date night, treat her to some hibachi and stuff from the house, so a little more affordable, And then like with the boys and stuff, we could do stuff like that. I love it because of the versatility. That's what I'm looking forward to. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever.
Yeah.
We can cook it on there. So I'm super excited, man. I want y'all to come out and
I'm excited.
We will, bro.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I'm not gonna be you live out in the sticks.
Yeah, I live so far.
Keep that place, dog. It's a
I'm
view.
keeping it.
It's a view.
I'm gonna build on top of it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I'll be like 10 minutes away from Rogers, 5 minutes from Demi. I'm on.
Okay. That's perfect.
I'll cut it out. I'm on by Demi. I don't want to give too many hints to where people can go to each video and put it
Gotcha.
together.
Yeah.
Oh, you said a house. Definitely gotta cut that out. That got too easy. They just narrowed it down. But yeah, man. I'm excited, bro. But enough about that. I could go on for days. I have so many plans. Dartboard. My dad's my aunt's husband has a which would be my uncle has.
That's it.
Yeah, tracking.
Keep with me. He's got a pool table my dad told me about that they don't use at all. And he said, look, man, he'll probably sell it to you for $100, $200 at most if he doesn't just give it to you.
Yeah.
You just gotta get it.
Yeah.
And take it back.
That's gonna be a bitch.
We've got a game room. I have a full size. We have 2 living rooms.
I was going to ask you, how many rooms did you have?
So it's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2 full baths. And then we have the regular living room, but then basically we have a replica of the living room.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have the living room, but then we're gonna turn the other one into a straight gaming room. My gaming desk will be in there, pool table, the Wii with Guitar Hero.
Yeah. I don't know about like anybody else, but at my house, the house I grew up in, we called it a den. We called it the den, but it was basically a gaming room. We had a pool table, dartboard, and TV and whatnot.
I can't wait to show you the setup because the setup's immaculate, bro. It's gonna I told you that half of the patio is has the cover but isn't like screened in. It's open.
Yeah.
And then the other half of the patio is screened in with the cover. So not AC'd, it's still outside.
Yeah.
But we'll have that hangout zone, the cooking zone, and then as soon as you walk in from the outside, you're gonna walk straight into the gaming room.
Yeah.
So, we'll be in that general vicinity. I mean, we could literally leave the sliding door open and somebody's playing pool and stuff. We got music going. Dude, it gets me hard thinking about it, man. I'm excited, dude. This is great, man. I think big changes like that in your life are just always so exciting.
Absolutely.
This is my first time, being able to invite people. Like I was just telling him, like nobody's ever like, let's go to Cam's house, but not this Cam's house, you know. So I'm super excited for that, man. Super excited.
That's beautiful.
Just one more week, man. One more week and we'll be out of there.
Sweet,
so.
Dude. That's great. Not as exciting as that. I got to see horses today.
You did. That's pretty exciting.
I did, man. It's my first time I've ever been.
Damn, that would have been my first time.
Really?
I should have went, yeah.
It was a blast, man. I really didn't understand how it worked at first. And I got the concept. I was like, you bet on the winning one, right? But there's all kinds of stuff, man. Like, they have all these different special bets. And so not only can you bet on the winner, you can bet on like who's going to be place 1 and 2, and then it's better, a better payout. And then you could, and we bought this little book. I cheated, man. So there's this little book that has all of the, like the horse's stats, right? And you go through like who's running this one, how many wins they have, how fast are they normally, all this stuff, right? And they have crazy ass names, bro. Crazy names. Like one was like Queen Diana of the Realm or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. But it was cool.
These are those medieval horses that they use.
Yeah, bro. So, and they were beautiful, man. Beautiful horses. But I chat GPT'd it. Like I took a picture, put it in there. I was like, what's the best odds on each horse and all this stuff? What bet should I make and all this stuff? And Chat GPT let me down, man. You can't cheat at nature, man. So I won a few bets. I got back even again because I was a dumbass. I didn't know what I was doing. So my first bet was a $20 on a win, and the dude lost. And I was like, fuck. Like, I'm down $20. And then I found out that like the play is like splitting up your money. If you're going to bet 20, bet it on kind of like it's kind of like, playing roulette or something.
Oh, it's like a spread.
Yeah. So having a spread of who you think's going to, place and, which ones you think are going to be on the top or not. And, having a backup winner if you do place a winner.
So there's like categories maybe you could do like, I think this one's going to be in the top 3,
Yeah. So you can do like a place bet. So you can say like, I think that this horse will place top 3. That's it. And all they got to do is place top 3.
Yeah,
and there's a payout for that.
Okay.
Right. But then there's like crazy specific bets where like the highest winning one that you can get is every 10 cents gets you $600 that you bet. So if you bet $1, you know, you've got $6,000 off of that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, 6,000?
6,000. Every
Oh,
10 cents that you bet, it pays out $600. So what it is you have to guess.
I got a couple dollars.
I got some ones in my pocket, man.
Well, dude, every single one of them, I just bet 10 cents.
I was about to say, I spread that.
Threw
Yeah.
10 cents on it. So the way it goes is you have to pick the next 4 winners right in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So the next 4 races have to be correct for whatever winner you choose.
Okay. Fuck. Maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I pay so much.
It's good to get the biscuit, bro.
For real.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth the shot, dude. I mean,
But if you throw $1 down,
Come on, man.
that's already.
that's $6,000.
$6,000, dog.
That's $6,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
they got my money. That's
Yeah.
an easy dollar for them.
Yeah.
They're getting 5 of my dollars.
Yeah. Seriously, like, I'm about to change my life with this bet.
So what was it the state fair?
Yeah, they're having it at
I didn't even know the state fair was going on right now.
the state fair is in the parking lot of Harris.
No way.
So-
LA Downs. LA Downs.
Is this a new thing? Because
I
this is the
did guess.
first year that I would guess it's been at the Downs.
yes, this is it's
Yeah,
definitely
it's gotta be.
Yeah,
By the way, I've never been to the Louisiana Downs. I've never went.
I haven't. So I've only gone. I went once for
Christmas in the Sky.
Christmas in the Sky,
Yeah.
and then
Assholes.
sorry, dude. Sorry.
price range.
That's not what we said.
not what we
That's
said.
what you wanted to say.
That's
That's
not
what
what
you
we
wanted to
said.
say.
No, we did it. No, we did it.
I went once for
No, it
Christmas
is.
in the Sky.
No, it's not. Fucking assholes, man. Right now it is, bro.
Bro, you
Security deposit and first month rent? Fuck. $3,000 out the fucking window, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, we just already knew what was going on with the IRS back then, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was back before I filed.
He's got priorities. You know?
That was back when I was on the most wanted
They
list, bro.
come get you at there, baby.
What you do? Are you betting on horses? Oh,
Are you in here?
that's crazy because you owe us.
That's our money, ho.
You owe us about $10,000, buddy. So I hope you win.
So, yeah, dude. So it was really cool because we just got to go in. It was hot as fuck, but
How was that? I'm sorry.
Do you know how long the state fair is going to be there?
June 16th, I think.
So okay.
Yeah,
So that's
like
some
a
time.
while. Yeah.
Y'all want to check it out?
It's one of the first few
next
days of it. Yeah.
I'm not doing any fucking rides, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I'm not.
I don't want to, but I will.
Last time we went to the state fair,
I'm gonna
we
be-
were all so fucking nauseous because we went on just.
We left. Wait, did we go after the pod?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And it's bad.
I think I am just a nauseous person when it comes to those rides, man. I'd much rather go ride roller coasters with y'all rather than like. I think it's the spinning, bro. I think
Yeah,
that's what
spinning.
gets
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Is
Oh, they had our crazy one, the one that you get in the cage and it flips. Yeah,
I'm not. Look,
Was that
I've
the
been,
zigzag? Was that the zigzag that it was?
Yeah, it was the one that goes up and then flips you like a million times.
I'm the type of guy, once it's checked off the bucket list, I got the memory. I just relive it. I still, every time I relive it, I remember like swinging like this, and then I see Cam and Lucy in the cart in front of us, and they're like, "Hey, how's it going, dude? I'm about to fucking throw up, and we're not done yet, bro."
Got one more rotation.
Projectile puke.
How's that set up? So if it's at the horse, so they had the horse racing going on as well as that's so genius, by the way.
That's smart.
Fucking genius.
So I did think to myself last week. I was like, "There's normally, well, so not normally, but the past couple of years they've done the fair twice a year."
Yep.
And I was like, "It hasn't been a fair, in the spring."
Yeah.
So I was very like, "What's going on here?"
That's what.
But now, like the fact that it's at the Louisiana Downs,
It's so genius because, dude, it was so nice because we went inside the state fair. We didn't ride any rides. Like, we literally just walked around.
Perfect day to go.
Whatever, yeah.
Fuck.
it was
Yeah.
a perfect day to go.
We didn't ride any rides or nothing.
God damn it. Next time I go, he's going to be like, all ride past, get it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, no. I'll watch. I want to be the buddy that's just filming. Like, you guys are doing great.
That looks so fun,
dude. So me and Lizzie walked around. We literally paid. I was laughing because we had coupons. We printed out like 5 coupons that was you buy 1 ticket, you get 1 free.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was literally $14 for us all to get in.
Oh, dude,
like that's all it was. Yeah. And we ate something and we were walking over to get some ice cream. And I told Lizzie, I was like, dude, I'm about to spend $6 on the best gay joke. Right. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I bought a chocolate banana that was like fucking massive, bro. It's the biggest banana.
How many inches was that? It looks like
it was
about
a lot
14,
of inches.
bro.
And,
It looks like about 14.
It was a lot of inches. So anyway, I go back and I don't even say anything. Like I just walk up to Calm and Wesley. You know, they're like,
oh yeah.
And,
they don't do the game.
And I'm just sitting there like this is this fucking honker sitting on my back. And they're like,
fucking log in my.
They're like, what are you doing? They're like, dude, what the fuck? You know, all this stuff. I was like, I missed you guys. Like, I just thought
I thought about y'all.
Yeah, I just, dude.
I mean, if we put y'all together, you know, we're looking at.
Oh my god, dude! I'll send you the picture. We took a picture as a group, and I'm like holding.
Thank God, bro. You gotta get a picture with that. You have to.
Oh, it was so good, man. But then we left there and went directly to the casino floor because it was 40 minutes before the races started.
Yeah.
So we gambled a little bit on the casino there, and then left there and we bought the book, right, and then placed our bets. And they have these electronic bettors that are all around the inside. Dude, it's nice. It is super fucking nice.
I'm sorry. Where's the Louisiana Downs at?
Oh,
Reno or
East
Bipsy?
Texas.
Yes, yes.
It's right past Bipsy. If you just go down like 5 miles.
On your right. If Bipsy's on your right,
it's also on the
going.
right.
Yeah. You keep going. It's on the right. It's past the. What highway is that? Is that 220?
Yeah.
Past 220.
Go under that bridge.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Keep going. Yeah.
Okay. I know the general vicinity.
Yeah.
There's some nice houses out there too.
Dude,
bro.
you go up there.
Lived out there, bro.
So they have a full bar right up there. They have a cafe thing.
Is this the horse racing section?
Yeah, so this is in the horse racing section, and it's on the 2nd floor, right?
Yeah.
So, but the whole thing, man, it's completely windowed off. So you're like in the AC, and you're in bleachers, but it's inside with glass, right? So you see the whole like track that goes around it, and then you're sitting with glass. It's super nice, bro. Yeah. And they have the digital bettors where you can like, you know, place your bets and they give you these tickets. And the whole time there's announcers, there's TVs all along the glass thing hanging down and you can see. So, dude, you had some guys in there that had brought, they were sitting at the bar and they had stacks of paper, dude. Circle them, looking at each one of them. They have their tickets out. They're like, boom, 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 like, dude's taking it super serious.
I might need to talk to one of these guys.
Dude, they were making some money too because they were cashing out and they pay you cash immediately on the ticket. So like all they do is scan it in and they right?
Yeah.
And these guys were sitting there just with
the bartender? The bartender will cash you out?
No, there's a girl there that will all she does, the ticket goes and then shoots out your money and then
shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking sexy.
Yeah, dude, it was fun, man. It was fun. There was some lookers there too, man. Like there was some talent. Like,
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
But
dude, that sounds awesome. I want to go so bad.
Yeah, I fucking missed it.
No, let's
I invited you early. I invited you early.
And
you're a last minute motherfucker, bro.
Listen, and
I called you while I'm there. I'm like, hey, you want to come in?
So I was out last night with Wes.
Yeah, they told me.
Yeah, and he showed me the text. It was like, "Hey, man, we're going to the Louisiana Downs. They're going to come." I was like, "Fuck, man, I might. We'll see." And then I woke up this morning. I had I was going to get brunch with some friends, so went got brunch, and then after that we went to Superior and had some drinks and just bullshitting. And then that's when you called me. I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, it was fun, man. But
when he called me, I was making bacon wraps. In fact, you tried it. You tried it.
Oh, the bacon wrapped chicken, dude?
Yeah.
Bacon wrapped chicken and
Was it
spinach
good?
lasagna. I mean, bro, he was
better on a Blackstone.
he was like, dude, you need a woman? You got a woman to cook for? Or what? You need somebody to help you put this down?
Because I'll step in, bro.
Yeah, that's
So-
wash dishes.
it's an easy recipe that's very.
I've been carrying some guilt.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
With what?
carrying some guilt, man.
Oh,
So me and Cam, we went to Mud.
Calm,
What?
calm, Cam, or
No. Me and you. We went to. We were on the phone with at Mudbug Madness, right? And we were like, we need to invite Sly not only to Mudbug Madness, which we did call you because you were working.
Yeah,
right?
I was working.
and you were busy because when you were at work, you usually, what's up, bud? But you were like, what's up? You were like, I could tell you were
I was like,
busy.
hey, I got 8 seconds. What's up, bro? I was
And
busy.
the next day, which I fucked up, bro, we
Bro.
went tubing.
I'm so upset.
I-
But
Uh.
I'll say this. I was not going to go.
Okay.
Even if you had y'all called me, I was sick as a dog, dude. Like
That's
Sunday,
what it was.
bro,
I remember that. Yeah,
I was so
You
sick.
were sick. Okay, yeah, that's
Bro.
right.
It
So
ended
sick.
up working out perfectly because we didn't want to take our phones out on the. I mean, some of the people did, but we were just.
No,
I was like, I'm not taking
nah.
mine.
I wouldn't take it.
And so before we got on the water, and we left at about 8 a.m. because it was up in Arkansas. It was about a 2 hour 15-minute drive. Got out there about 10:30. And when we were going to get on the water, we had just got on the water.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Cam was like, did we message Sly and tell him
No,
that
no, no,
we,
shit, dude.
we can't do the podcast
I
till
was,
later?
oh fuck, dude, I was pissed, man, because I was like, I think I saw Demi's snap,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like,
Yeah.
and I saw a Facebook post, and I was like,
The audacity.
what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Yo,
So, well, what ended up happening was I think he invited me to, or there was some. I told him about Grace's birthday was on Sunday. Which is when we went tubing, and so I invited them because I think I was with them when he invited us,
Mhm.
and I was like, so we had them join us. We told them they don't got nothing going for our birthday. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And bro,
So-
it was awesome.
It was it. That's
It
awesome.
was great.
That's good. That's good.
It started off. Who's gonna carry the boats? It started off. I had to drag these motherfuckers. Okay.
He didn't have to.
I fucking hate inside jokes, and I'm not there.
Okay,
God damn it.
so here's what's crazy. It started off because I was supposed to go tubing the weekend before.
Yes, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So it was supposed to be a going away for Nikki and David because they're leaving June 16th, right?
Mhm.
So
Damn, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Shit.
yeah, so it was a going away for them, and that's the last thing that they wanted to do was go tubing with us.
Why are they going away? Well, they moving.
Yeah. So
No way.
yeah, so
Right.
I'm happy for him, bro, because they're moving to Miami.
Ooh,
I
Okay.
remember. Okay, yeah.
He's getting
Miami.
yeah.
Miami.
He's starting his first big boy job as a radiologist, and he
Dude,
got a
yes.
badass signing bonus and stuff.
I
So I'm
I
excited.
feel like I remember you saying something about that.
Yeah,
Like he was wanting to move to Florida.
super happy for him, man.
Dude,
I really
that's
am. I
awesome.
hate that they're leaving, but
Yeah.
I
It's good for their life and what
Absolutely,
they've got
bro.
And when are they leaving again?
they're leaving June 16th. So
2
they're
weeks.
yeah. And dude, they're a little nervous too, man, because they had everything lined up. They had an offer on the house
Mhm.
when they were selling, and then they were they thought they were approved on the apartment down there. And you think getting an apartment here's hard? Dude, Miami, it's so difficult to get anything that's like remotely decent.
Yeah,
like,
decent
not
price.
insanely
Yeah,
expensive. So their application got declined, and then they got the offer rescinded on the house. So right now they are in full kind of
panic mode.
because they got to get the house sold and they got to get a thing like within 2 weeks. Yeah. But anyway, so it started off going on this float to celebrate them and it'd be the last time.
Yep.
And Mom was like, I would love to go on a float with you guys. It's like, yeah, absolutely. And then my sister wanted to come. My mom and sister came. And then it turned into Cam Holland and Michaela, because I asked them because I wanted them to come. And then it was Grace and Demi.
Yep.
And dude, it ended up being 10 people out there that the logistics was insane, but we made it work. We took 3 cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And only 2 of them could hold the tubes.
Yeah.
So
I did see Lizzie's picture on
Yeah.
Instagram. Yeah, I think
that wasn't even the crazy one.
Wait.
He was riding in so we were in Demi's truck,
Oh shit!
and he had how many? 6 tubes, 7 tubes?
Nah, he probably had about. I think he really had 5 or 6, but they're blown up. So we're talking like they're already blown up, and yeah. So
Because you had to go one place to air them up,
Okay.
and then you had to take a car. Well,
we didn't take the bus.
they wanted to do a bus, but it was $15 a person to shuttle us over, and we're like, "Fuck that! We're gonna just."
I mean, dude, they were about to make over $100 just off of our party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So luckily, Demi has his truck, and we thought we were gonna just be able to make it work with the truck, but we ended up having to take whose car was it? Was it David's car or
Yes, it was Augie.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Stacked. I think they stacked.
Not the
Like,
dude who came.
they stacked about 5 of them on there. We just put they put
Love
ropes
that for
all
Augie.
up through it.
Yeah, like that for Augie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's nice.
And it was, and then I had plenty of good conversation with Augie out there, man.
Yeah, I'm
Cool
sure.
guy.
Sounds like a good guy.
I'm sorry, not to. I'm rubbing salt in the wound. I'm sorry.
So we go out there. This will make you feel better though. So we go out there, we start floating, and it's immediately like super fucking hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh my God, the sun is brutal. Well, our prayers were
and the
answered.
water's cold. Like
The water
it's,
was cold. It
It's
was
2 different
cold.
atmospheres: cold as fuck water, hot as fuck out of water.
Yes. So we're so sorry, bro. He hates missing out. So, dude, you're on a hot streak right now for missing out, man.
Yeah, I am. Dude.
Yeah.
It's a
So,
fucking hot streak.
so
Shit happens, man.
we're floating, and there's like 4 beaches, right? So, like, we would stop at these beaches and offload and whatever. So,
Which sucked because we weren't prepared. So I'm out there barefoot,
Oh,
and
Yeah.
the beaches are rocks, like
Oh.
nothing but rocks.
Yeah.
So every time we got out, I was pissed off at everybody because I'm like,
It's all good.
everybody's wanting to take pictures and do all this cute
He's
shit,
like,
and I'm standing in one spot,
Yeah.
like, bro, there's a rock stabbing my fucking heel, bro. Like, let's go.
so we're floating down, right? And it starts to get a little cloudy, right?
Mm.
Dude, I would say 40 minutes? It fucking monsooned.
I tell everybody,
Bro,
Like-
that storm that day, that Sunday, bro, that storm was crazy.
well, so we didn't get the worst of it though.
No, we
did
didn't.
not get the worst of
We
it at all. We lucked out. So we were afraid because we were checking the weather before we went out there, and we already knew that there was.
It jumped from 30 to 90%.
We knew there was going to be some rain, but
Yeah.
we were just like,
Fuck it.
we should be good. the place, the tubing place wasn't closing off. That
Yeah.
was a good sign.
Yeah,
So we're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, cool. So I tell everybody
It was Memorial Weekend. They were going to open
Oh,
no
yeah.
matter
Oh, yeah,
what.
they're gonna be open.
And the percentage of people that or the percentage of it that was rain was probably 25%. So 75% of the float was nice and sunny, or at least not raining, and then 25% it was raining. So just a small portion. The girls didn't like it. I loved it.
Demi hated it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Demi
Was it his hair?
hated it.
Was that the case?
He had his phone
I love
out
you,
there.
Demi.
He was one of the people
Oh,
that brought his
he
phone.
So, and he brought a one Ziploc bag for all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was- yes.
It's happening.
So, and they were on a double.
Oh, yeah.
A double tube.
Mhm.
So they put their stuff in the middle where, like,
The cooler, the
yeah, with the
built-in
cooler
cooler.
area.
Yeah.
Well, that bitch immediately floods, right? So, like,
And I told him because he was like, "Bro, we have a fucking middle console, bro. Put your shit in there." And I was like, "Dude, when you get in, that is going to flood. I know it, bro. You're gonna weigh it down and flood it." He was like, "Nah, whatever." As soon as we get in the water, he's got his phone and shit.
somebody
I'm
take my vape! Somebody take it! Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, I told you."
So we're on it, right? I've never seen Demi. He was literally going like shaking, bro, because he was like, "It's the water's cold,
Yeah.
the rain's cold. Yeah,
and then the breeze of the
he was
wind.
like, he was
I
like,
talked to him.
like he said we signed up for a float, we ended up in Vietnam. Like, it's
but bro,
Trenches, bro.
it was so beautiful, dude. Because
It was fun, man.
The rain produced a fog over the water.
Oh, God, it was
that was
gorgeous.
to die for, dude.
because it was everything was hot, you know, like
yeah.
from the sun. And when it rained, it literally looked like it was like Amazon jungle fog.
It looked straight out of a movie.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that movie? I always forget it. The Sound of Freedom. Did you watch that movie?
Sound of Freedom. No.
It was about the sex trafficking.
What about
no,
Apocalypse?
I didn't. But I wanted to. I
You
wanted to watch
okay?
it.
Well,
Yes.
it ruins that you didn't watch it.
No,
but
no.
There's
okay.
I mean, it's in plenty of movies. You know, when they're rolling in a river, that's steamy. I mean, it just looked straight out of a movie, and it reminded me of that. But I mean, I loved it. I thought it made the atmosphere amazing. You know,
Well,
after
the
that
girls
rain
were
passed
freaking
by.
out because there was a lot of thunder. Like, it was nonstop, like.
Whoa.
And then you got to think we're surrounded by trees and we're in water.
So while y'all were tubing, I was at home laying in bed, right?
Chicken noodle soup.
I got up.
What was it?
I think it was just a cold, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got up 3 times total out of my bed. Twice to piss, once to cook something to eat. Bro, it was terrible.
Would you have like
But
like a headache and cough and stuff, or what? Or did you genuinely like your stomach was fucked?
No. It was just sinuses. Like
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, sneezing and cough and all that shit. But that and the storm, I slept.
I bet.
Like a baby, bro.
Bro,
I bet.
hours.
Well, and when we were on our way home, when I was saying about we didn't get the worst part, when we were headed home, so we ate at a Mexican restaurant right after the float, and it started raining and like pounding while we were there. Let up a little bit. It fucking, dude, God was looking out, bro, because it let up for us to go out and get into our cars and leave, get back on the road, and I think about an hour straight, I mean, just raining its ass off, man.
So on that trip, to make you feel any better, dude, on that trip, I get like traveler's IBS, like riding in the car as a passenger. So like if I'm riding and I don't have control of the car, bro, it just jumps on me immediately. You got to shit. And it's like, and it makes it so worse because it's like you can't, you know, like what are you gonna do? You know, like there's nothing you can do. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So here's what's crazy, man. And I don't think you knew this part. So we're on the way there,
You
and
shit yourself.
No. So
I'm gonna say, you hit that well.
So
You had baby wipes in the fucking car, bro.
free balling. So we're driving there, and we're in David's brand new Range Rover, right? And exactly, even worse, right, bro? Even worse. So we're in this Range Rover with light colored seats, bro. I'm like, I was like, hey, David, I was like, we need to stop. And he was like, he's one of those types where he's like, no, we're not stopping. Like, we're not stopping. Like, you know, and he's just like that. He was like, he said his dad was like that, all this stuff. I was like, dog, I don't think you understand. I was like, we're stopping.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're either stopping here or we need to get to a gas station immediately, right? So he's all pissed off because, dude, I'm in there for like 20 minutes, right? You know, and I'm like, dude, and I'm telling you, what's crazy is it like, if I know I'm taking a trip, I won't eat the day before, like because of exact situations this, right? But here's what's crazy. Mudbag Madness.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, the spices, the everything, bro. I'm like, oh my god, right? So
all that's just been just brewing.
Bro. I'm like, oh my god. So we get going, and here's the worst part about IBS, right? It really doesn't matter if you've gone or not. Like you're gonna have the same feeling, and it's like sweaty palms, and you're like, you know, and
So
it's
me after I drink coffee.
yeah, bro. Yeah. So, dude, what's so funny is like we had I brought 2 hats for like the bucket hats that I was wearing out there, and dude, literally like one of them I just sat on. I was like, I'm gonna shit in this hat if I need to, bro. Like I was committed, like, because he was not stopping again. Like literally he was not gonna stop. So I was like, oh my god. So the whole time I was giving him shit, I was like, fuck you, dude, fuck you, for real, fuck you. Like I love you, but fuck you.
You don't understand.
You have no idea.
Y'all
bro.
definitely have a good relationship because yeah, bro. When they pulled up, I would have never guessed that you had to shit the whole time,
dude. And so going back with my mom, I ate a fucking fat ass Mexican dish.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, she's like, "Do you want to drive?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would like to drive." You know. So we're going down the deal, dude. And this is embarrassing, but it's a true fucking story. So she drove like halfway, right? And it let up on the rain a little bit, right? And it got dark, and it hits me again. And I'm like, dude, oh my God. And I'm like, Ma, I need you to pull over. And she's like, well, we can make it to. I said, no, we're not. I was like, we're not making it nothing.
We're making it to the gas station at the next exit.
It's gonna be right here on the side of the road. So, dude, I hop out of the truck, right, and I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of like, I'm nauseous, just from the sun all day and drinking and all that stuff, and I'm like not sure. I know it's a weird thing, but I'm like, I wasn't sure if I was gonna puke or if I was gonna shit myself. And I was like, on the side.
Which way is it coming?
Yeah, and my concern was like, as soon as I start puking, I shit myself, right? So I'm like,
I was shuking,
dude. So I walk through this tall ass grass. Because I'm like, I need some privacy, right?
Wait, seriously?
Swear to God.
Wait, this is after we left?
Yes, this is after we left.
Y'all aren't getting stormed on at this point? Or did y'all pass it?
It had let up a little bit. It had let up. So I'm like terraining this like fucking razor blade grass. It's cutting into me, bro. And dude, so you know how there's like trees, right? Yeah. And you don't know how far it goes? Mm-hmm. So there's like literally there's barely any kind of coverage over a barbed wire fence. And I'm like, I'm hopping this bitch, right? So I hop the barbed wire fence, right? Do my business, bro. Yeah, bro.
Well, yeah.
What's your wife with?
Yeah, so I had I carry dude wipes with me.
My God.
Yeah, you gotta have dude wipes.
Yeah, I gotta have dude wipes.
Shout out dude wipes.
I was about to say, I didn't know if you were going like old-timey leave shit.
Yeah, I
thought, yeah.
Is this poison? So like, I'm bent over looking at him.
You're gonna get home
just
and
take a bunch of grass and stuff.
Yeah.
This will do.
So yeah, bro. Here's what's crazy. Well, that part's crazy. And
somebody's filth has a random human shit.
Dude, it was gorgeous. I hopped the fence, man, and it was nothing but like rolling plains.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh man,
the fucking the Windows
sitting there.
It's the Windows XP background.
Yeah, bro, it really was.
Like,
and it had the fog over the hills. I was like, this is fucking gorgeous. And there was
majestic.
And it was like lightning in the clouds, and I was like, oh my God, this is gorgeous, right? And dude, you're so relieved, you know, like it's like so like every bit I shit out every bit of stress I had in that moment. So anyway, I hop back in. When I hop over the barbed wire fence again, oh, it makes me nauseous. I fucking caught my Achilles heel
on the fence?
On the barbed wire fence, jumping over, bro. And it just slices me open. It slices me open. So I come over, and my mom, you know, oh, dude, moms are the best, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, your mom is a sweetheart, by the way.
Dude, I love
She reminds me so much of my mom. She like nothing, no negativity, like just straight, what you need, honey? Like,
I only met her that one time, but I was like, I know she's probably just one of the.
She got that southern drawl.
She's a gem, man. I love my mom. So anyway, we're walking back, and she's got a feistiness to her too. But don't get that mistaken. Sure. But
anybody that's super nice like that, they've got a mean side. Absolutely,
you got to my
sure.
mom. Just wait for it.
So I'm coming back over and she's like, honey, are you okay? You feel okay? And I was like, yeah. I was like, can we stop at the next gas station? And I was like, one, I feel gross. I was like, two.
I think a wife's good enough.
Yeah, it's like,
there's a bump forming on my ass.
it's like, two, I'm fucking bleeding, right? And she goes in, we go to the next station, and that's where I got the Zen holder thing.
Yeah.
Because they had them there. They had Z caddies there, which was really cool, and like all different colors and stuff. Anyway, so I go in there. She pulls in the truck stop. I get to shower. They had showers there, and then I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then got me some Pepto, and then she bought a first aid kit and just fucking fixed me up right there, dude. I slept like a fucking baby on that,
dude.
bro. A baby. Had heated seats on. I was like climbing out. I was like, oh my God.
It was the smoothest ride back, dude. I mean, then that was all me and Demi were just in there geeking over. We're talking about like motorcycles and shit or whatever. Having our conversation as the women have their conversation back there, and off in the distance, we could literally. It was almost like freezing time. Like you could just watch the lightning strike and like sit there for a second. Like I don't know if it was just.
It was peaceful, bro. It was a peaceful day.
But yeah,
it was a peaceful day.
It was one of the most beautiful sights.
I had a great day. No, so look.
I mean, bro, but did you kind of enjoyed it? You kind of enjoyed it. Like, yeah, I know you were sick.
Having a nice day off and not having anything to do for that day.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Okay,
but being sick sucks.
Yeah, being sick. Yeah,
I feel that.
Terrible.
I just, but I mean, I know that there's just been times where I was sick, and it just is the perfect day to be sick.
Yeah.
This sucks, but this is awesome.
Yeah,
even though I was sick and I was off, of course, I still wouldn't have left the house.
Yeah.
Just because the storm, dude. That storm. I don't know about y'all, but like, at like. The next day, the next Monday, I was still feeling a little sick, right? And I woke up just out of nowhere. It was like 4 a.m. Woke up.
Sick hours?
Dude.
You wake up at weird times when you're sick?
Yeah, for sure. Dude, lightning struck behind my house. And I was like, oh, God. Look, I said, that's crazy. I'm gonna die peaceful from a cold because I couldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the storm was so crazy. Like, lightning struck over there, and I was like, whoa, fuck, that's crazy. Went back to sleep, woke back up, boom, lightning struck across the street. Across the street, it was just like it was big field across the street. But
did I ever tell you that it was like the second float I've ever been on where I almost died? So I got so sick I almost died, for real.
So like sick is like.
So do you remember how we were screaming "The River Provides"? Yeah. So like
that was his thing, bro.
The River Provides.
He's like pulling, and he's got us. He's got a rope, by the way. I just. Quick shout out. He's got everybody on this rope and he's just he's pulling everybody through that water.
Yeah.
The river provides.
And they were like,
because it was weird. It was weird how it happened because the river takes what you don't need and gives what you do need. It's
That's what I kept saying.
Black and mild, bro. As soon as I get in the water, bro, I'm like, I got my lighter. We get stuck on rocks. Accidentally put my hands in the water with my lighter. And I'm like, fuck, dude, now I'm all mad. So then I'm like, shit, okay. Hey, y'all got a lighter? To another group. And they were like, yeah, we got one. I was like, cool. Jump out of my float. I think we're still in the shallow end. I go all the way down. The black and mild's on my ear.
God.
Fuck it. I come back up and I'm like, I went kind of deep. And then I grab at my ear and then I look down at the water. There's my black and mild. I'm like, never mind. So I fucking dropped it.
Damn.
Yeah, but it was crazy because like it's so true, man. Like when you're on the river, like I always lose something and always gain something from the river. Like
really?
and, like it's interesting.
You need to get that tattooed. The river provides. You need that on your tattoo.
That's hard, bro.
That is tough.
So this is the story of where that comes from. Okay.
Go ahead.
So we were going to see Cage the Elephant, right? And it was a 3-day festival. And they were going to be the headliner
of the third day.
Yeah, full set, right? It was a 2-day festival, excuse me.
Okay.
So the whole idea, it was called Float Fest, And the whole idea is you go along this float and they have the stage set up next to it.
Way.
And you get to float down the river and listen to the music that's playing on whatever set, right?
Fucking awesome.
Dude, it was great. So
But real quick, how does that work though? If like, so can you stop like on a beach or something? And
so here's the thing, you can't stop on it. Once you're on and I'll get to that. So
okay. I'm not trying to throw it. I was
you're
putting
good.
it together.
This was their first year doing it.
Okay.
So it was kind of like cobbled together, you know, but it was on my birthday for one, like it was happening on my birthday. And we were like, we don't even care about seeing the first day. They had, it was going to be Dead Mouse was headlining with Cage the Elephant. So I was like, fuck yeah, second day is where we want to be, right? So we have work, right, on Saturday. No. It was, yes. So Saturday. And then we were going to sleep there on Saturday. Or no, arrive Saturday, sleep there Sunday, and then leave Monday.
Okay.
Right? So we drive down there after work on Saturday, and it's like 4.5 hours, right? And we get there at 11, 12, you know, something like that, midnight. And the guys are like, hey, sorry, the tent place is closed. Like, you got to park here and then wait until the morning until it opens up. We're in a fucking tiny ass little GLA, a little, like, basically a fucking hatchback, right? Loaded down with our tent and everything. So me and Lizzie go to sleep that night, like this, you know.
Neck feels atrocious in the morning.
Yeah. Lizzie literally was laying down in the floorboard with her feet, like, yeah, anyway. So we wake up the next day and we're like, fuck, dude, you know, we're so sore, you know, and they finally let us in. We set up our tent, right? We're starving, right? Because we were trying to get there before they closed the gates that night, but we didn't make it, so we didn't eat or anything. We don't have anything packed. So we set up the tent that morning, and we're fucking, you know, setting that bitch up. And then we're like, dude, let's go to the festival grounds and we'll get some food. We're like, fuck yeah, some food. Yeah. So we go over there and they're like, hey guys, we have 45 minutes until we open up all of the food places. And we're like, okay, cool. Well, fuck, it's a float. Let's start floating, right? So we grab a tube and the only alcohol that they have, because they're not selling any at that time, was we had a 3/4 full body armor, the grape one. Yeah. Right? And a bottle of Crown Royal. So and the only thing that we had to keep it in was a soccer, like, squeeze bottle, like Gatorade bottle.
Yeah.
So, and it was in this blue, you know, squeeze bottle.
Don't tell me y'all mixed body armor.
So we mixed it inside there, and we were like,
was it good?
Fuck no. So we were like, but it's all we had, right?
Maybe with the blackberry crap.
So
we great body armor.
We squeeze it in there, and we're like, ooh, you know, and because we have more Crown than we had body armor. So we're like, ooh, you know, that's rough, right? So we call it Blue Magic because it's got this blue bottle, right? So we get on this float and we're floating, and nobody told us that they would not allow people to get off of the float except for 2 places, right? And we didn't know this. And the whole thing was, I think, 5 hours, a 5-hour float. And the first stop to get off where they were shuttling people was at 2 hours. And if you missed that, you have to do the full thing.
Whole 5 hours.
Yeah, because they wouldn't let you get off because there was like snakes and shit. It was July 23rd, so there was snakes and shit in this the field.
Hello?
So, dog,
There you go.
we got on at 11. Okay, 11 in the morning. We did not get off of this float until 4. Okay? Mind you, as we're floating, we did not have any water. We didn't have sunscreen. We did not have breakfast or lunch.
Yeah.
Well, you did.
Right?
You know, Crown.
Right. So,
And body armor.
Body armor.
so
At least you were getting your vitamins.
dude, 4 hours in, knowing that we have another hour to an hour and a half, right? we're with this group who also did not bring water, right?
Good
All we
clash.
got is
Good
beer,
clash.
and but we're vibing with them, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I shit you not, no one's talking. We're all we're dead, bro. We're like floating down this thing, like not saying a word. And Lizzie, I think, is like on the bridge of death. And I'm like, dude, I was like, baby, are you okay? And she's like, I need water. And I was like, yeah. I was like, me too. So I think we're floating, and I see a whole like group of water bottles floating down the river. And I'm like, I think it's a mirage.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Fucking dehydrated, just seeing shit.
I'm like,
Damn.
I hop in the water, and dude, I swear to you, I'm cramping because I have no food, water. I've been in the sun all day, and I'm like doggy paddling over to the waters, and I'm like, guys. Like, water? Yeah, water. Yeah, bro. Everyone.
He can't swim. He's fucking halfway.
They're like,
Water.
yeah, they're like,
Water.
they're like, no way. Everybody's freaking out that we have this water, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm like, the river provides! The river provides! Right? And I'm like, so we're passing them out, man. We're fucking, we're pouring it on us. Oh my God. So we get off this float, and everybody is shaking. Dude, it's awful. It's fucking awful. Everyone's shaking, and we're getting off, dude. So we had, obviously we're fucking starving. We were starving waking up.
Yeah.
Right?
You were starving going to bed too.
Yeah. So we walk over, and they've got they have a Panda Express tent there. So we get the fucking massive double plates. You know, yeah. Oh, everything, bro. We got the fucking, we got the walnut shrimp.
Don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, dude.
We got the worst.
We got the fucking noodles. We got the rice. We got the orange chicken. Bro, broccoli beef. We got it all, bro.
Just fucking, yeah.
So we're loaded up, bro. It's a 3-pound plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we pound it, right? And we're fine. You know, not saying nothing to each other.
Yeah.
Like fucking bees.
Not even can I get this now?
No. I was like, Dad.
That's my fucking fortune
I said,
cookie.
give me what you got. Like, whatever you got back there. So we eat. Big mistake.
No.
We
Yeah.
start throwing up
Yeah.
everywhere.
You think it's because you ate too quick? Was it
That
mixed
and
with the sun?
blue magic,
Blue
you know,
magic.
yeah.
I forgot about the blue magic.
And that's all we had. That was sustaining us the whole time. So we're like, and at this point, like, dude, we even both said it. We were like, it tastes like water. It's when Crown and Body Armor starts tasting like water through a fucking squeeze bottle, you're fucked, bro.
Through a fucking squeeze bottle.
So anyway, we're sitting there, and Lord Huron was there too. So we watched Lord Huron, which was like, that's our band, right? Me and Lizzie's band. And then we're watching KG Elephant, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, baby, I'm getting old. Like, I want to go back to the tent because I'm cramping in my legs so bad, right? And we walk back over to the tent, right? And when I get in there, I start like convulsing, like real bad. And so she goes and gets the med tent, right? They come over and they're like, he's having a heat stroke, like currently having a heat stroke.
Yeah.
And so they hook, like, it was the weirdest feeling, man, because like they wanted to put ice packs with a fucking cold ass fan next to me. And I'm like, dude, I'm freezing cold. And they're like, dude, but as soon as you took the ice off of me, I started just pouring sweat. Right. So I was like miserable on both ends. Right. So
You think it was because you were so cold that you felt? What is that? Like sometimes whenever you like say something so cold it burns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it kind of felt like that, you know?
Okay.
And I'm like sitting there and I'm shaking all this stuff, right? And we hear Dead Mouse comes on. And I was like,
Get me out of here.
I was like, yeah, they have an IV hooked up to me, getting fluids.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, let's go to the show. And she's like, no, like, you're staying here. And I'm like, it's fucking Dead Mouse. I'm like, I'm like at the hospital, like,
Put a gown on.
Dead
Mouse.
We limping in, man. We watch the show, like I'm literally like sitting, and everybody's like, yeah, because I'm fucking on an IV thing,
He brought the thing with
I'm on
in the hospital.
I'm on a drip, bro. Like, yeah. So anyway, but dude, I was close. I was close, bro. I was on that edge because I felt it. You feel it, like you're like, I'm not just nauseous at this point. I'm like, things are starting to shut down.
You're fucking passing away.
Yeah, passing.
You're passing
I'm moving
away,
from
bro.
the corporeal realm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm moving further away, bro.
These words are too big for me.
You're not even here.
Yeah. So, but no, that's where it comes from because the river does provide.
Okay. I thought it was a movie thing. I could have sworn that this was like some kind of movie shit that I missed out on when he kept saying the river provides.
The river provides, bro.
Yeah, it does, man.
That's
it
awesome.
does. It'll take care of you, but it takes what it wants.
Yeah.
It's a give and take relationship.
It is 100%.
Yeah.
Well, how did you go? So the show. So you were able to walk up to the show.
Oh, we watched the show.
Like so there's a stage and there's some field for people to stand in.
Yeah. So
You just couldn't stop at the show on the float. The float passes by the stage, but you can't stop.
So there's a point where there's like a beach and they pull people out, but like, when you're floating for 2 hours, it's not enough. You're like, but the whole purpose is you get on the float, you do it for an hour or two between sets, and then you get off and you see the next thing. But nobody told us that because they weren't even like fully open by the time that they opened up. So we had to be on the float the whole time because we skipped over the 2 hour thing. So it was like a 5 hour, 4 hour,
I got you.
somewhere around there float. And yeah, but it was cool as fuck because you passed, they had they had 3 stages, right? 2 small ones and 1 major one, right? And there was a one smaller stage on the like entrance way whenever you're getting onto it. And then at the further end of it, there was another stage because it kind of, the way it was set up is you would go in through here. This was the small stage. The main stage was over here. And then another slight stage was over here. So you'd walk all the way down. And then all the stuff is food and beer and all that stuff going down. Okay. So you could hear the music the whole time. Right. But it was, muffled in certain parts and things that, But
that's just... I'm trying to imagine it. That just sounds fucking awesome to do.
It was super cool.
How packed was that? Because, dude, festivals get packed.
Bro. It was I mean, it wasn't a huge festival, but it was like, because it was their first year doing it.
Like, let's say compared to our float, like how much times what the amount of people that were at we were there, if you had to guess?
Well, I think people were smarter about it because there was hardly anybody when we like passed the 2 hour mark because people wanted to go back to the show.
Okay.
And they had been there a day before and they knew to get off.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. We didn't. And neither did the group that we were with knew to get off because we were like, when the fuck is this ending? Like, like
showtime, baby.
yeah. Like, when the fuck is it ending? Because we spent all day floating. We were listening to the music, but you couldn't catch a set unless you got off at that 2 hour.
Okay,
point.
so then how do you get back as well?
It was a circle.
Oh,
it was a circle.
So
it dropped off at the same place. Yeah,
that just made everything make so much more sense.
And it was like, and the stages were set up on a crescent. So there was a wooded area in the middle, and then you had the main stage, a smaller stage to the side of it, and a smaller stage further down. So half of the float that you were going down was stage side, And then the other half of it that nobody really even did except for the idiots who stayed on it all day.
Whatever those were.
Yeah. It was muffled because you were on the other side of the
I
thing.
got
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But then you got off and you would. It's a cool concept. It's a really cool concept.
Sounds cool. And it sounds like, I mean, I hope, it sounds like something that you could, fuck, dude, you could probably put more stages. You could
do the whole thing.
You could pack that thing out to be fucking
And I think that's their
tremendous.
plan, man, because this was their third year and it has grown exponentially.
The third year when y'all went was their third year?
No,
or
it was the first year, right?
That was the first year. The first year they ever did it is when we went.
So that was about 3 years ago. Is what you're
Yes.
saying. Okay.
Yep. Me and Lizzie had only been dating at that time. Like, dude, we had so many instances that almost fucked up our relationship in the very beginning, bro. Like, the first 2 weeks that I knew her, we got into a car crash together. Yeah, I wrecked her.
The one you told us about?
Yeah. That was like 2 weeks in. I barely knew her,
Nice.
right?
That's a good bonding moment.
Yeah, it's
Then-
really good. Yeah, for sure.
Then that I almost died, and then and then I had a botched nose surgery, where they completely fucked me up. And like the first week that we knew each other, she was taking care of me, like literally.
You had no surgery. What happened?
So I actually got to fix my deviated septum, but it did not work. It immediately went back into place as soon as they
Explain to
took it
me
out.
a DV. I've never heard that.
So look at my nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crooked.
Well, the way that the light's shining, it's hard to.
So you see how this comes out a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, look.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. If I put my finger in my nose and I push over, it will crack. Like, it's crazy. So it's busted, right? My nose has been broken. So it was bothering me so bad, and it still bothers me because I can barely breathe out of the side. Right? I gotta like.
It's like disproportionate. So if this side's clogged, you're like.
You're fucked. Yeah, you're so
you got a
fucked.
small airway.
Yeah, you're a mouth breather.
Yeah.
You're a mouth breather, bro. And that's exactly how it goes down. So I went to go get it fixed, and what they do is they cut out a lot of the cartilage that's inside there.
Okay.
And then what they do is they put this like balloon thing up there and they inflate it until it cracks. Right? And you got fucking black eyes and shit and all this stuff, and it
Ugh.
bleeds for a while.
Wow.
So when they break it, they then put stents up in it. And
Humans are amazing.
the stents have to stay in there
Not
for
this one because they failed it.
a week, right? The stents stay up there for a week, and you have you have stitches and all kinds of shit up in there, and all that. So you can't breathe out of your nose for a week.
Yeah.
So I was miserable, bro, and
I know eating was horrible.
oh yeah, well nothing tasted right.
Yeah.
No, because
Yeah.
you can't really taste it.
Dude, that's one of the biggest things, bro. That my dad, like today, I cooked for him, and he's sitting there complimenting the food, and he's like, "Son, you did a great job." Boom, boom. I'm like, "Motherfucker, how the fuck do you even taste it?" Because my dad can't smell.
Okay.
So my dad took a medication whenever he was, I think, in his teenage years or young adulthood, and. Come to find out, there was a lot of people who filed for whatever it is when you take a medication and it causes you something severe to the rest of especially the rest of your life. You can get compensation
Right.
money wise. He never knew about that, so he
Like
never
a
got
class action lawsuit type of thing.
yeah, so he never got the compensation that he found out about a few years back. But he can't smell. So I'm always like, dude, how do you taste? Like, I know you can still taste, but I'm just like everything's thrown off because you can't smell. That's like a huge part of tasting.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I've always wondered that, but it's funny that so. Were you born with your nose crooked or no? Did it happen from an injury?
So there's a myth. There's a story in my family that my mom had postpartum depression after I was born. She was terrified of even holding me. So like the first week she wouldn't hold me. And my dad was like, dude, these things are resilient, and whatever, hold them. So as soon as they put me in her arms at the house, she's walking to the back, and for sure this happened, but they don't know if it's what caused my broken nose.
Yeah.
So I hit the side of the wall. She accidentally hit my face on the side of the wall whenever I was walking through. And I started wailing. She hands me back to my dad, and my dad said that I had a bloody nose. so he thinks that it broke my nose early on, and that's why it's was like that.
Okay.
But so when I did the surgery, when I took the stents out, everything was fucking peaches and cream, baby. It was good, right? I could smell good. I was like, man, I'm so glad I did this, whatever. And then like 2 days in, man, I'm laying down in bed, and I turn over, and my pillow just catches my nose briefly, and it goes and immediately snap back into place.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, so they did do it right, but your pillow fucked it up.
I don't know. It's not supposed to do that. Like, it's not supposed to, it's supposed to be like structurally sound for the rest of your life.
Well,
So re-broke it.
The reason that I asked was because my dad, and he's at that age now where he tells stories that he's like told a million times.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Dad, I know. You told me this yesterday, actually. But my dad has a crooked nose. And in fact, I think he has an indentation on his nose as well. When he was a kid, he was supposed to fight this other guy in school. It's like high school years. And they were like, back then it's like, this is before, everybody resorts to shooting and stuff. So it's like you meet up somewhere, you fight and, duel it out, go on about your day.
Yeah.
So everybody's there, like a bunch of buddies are there and all that. Everybody pulls up to the church. I think it was a church parking lot. Great spot.
Classic.
Yeah. I mean,
classic.
you're going to need God with you, baby. You're gonna
Yeah. He's on your side.
So this guy, though, they're kind of like, off on their separate sides. And I'm explaining this from the multiple times my dad's told me. I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
But he said that, so they're like, he's talking to his brother, and the guy he's supposed to be fighting is over there talking to like his buddy's brother, whoever. And my dad's chilling, talking to his brother, and out of nowhere, blacks out. He doesn't know what the fuck happened. So he says all he knows is he goes from talking to his brother to waking up in the back of a car with a rag on his face. And he pulls out the rag, and it's just fucking blood, just all, like covered on the rag. And goes to the hospital, things get figured out, whatever. Later he finds out the story. The guy that he was fighting had a pair of brass knuckles in his trunk.
Yeah.
So, or no, it wasn't brass knuckles. It was the what are they, speed gloves or something? There was some type of gloves, though, that he had a metal rod in.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Just not a fair fight.
Like motorcycle gloves.
Yeah. And there's a metal rod right there in the knuckle part. And the guy had ran up to my dad when he wasn't paying attention and just fucking clocked him. And I'm guessing that the hit was just like not the best hit and just ended up getting literally just the nose, maybe a little bit of cheek, but nose. I mean, it literally, when he had woke up, his nose was literally like on his cheek.
Oh my God.
It knocked that motherfucker out, bro. And it's crazy. I thought that's why he couldn't smell.
That seems like a good reason.
I was like, dude, that motherfucker knocked the smell out of you? God damn. But come to find out, it was the medication that he had taken that did that. But anyways, I'm sorry. You just got me on these. Start thinking about my dad,
I mean, yeah, dude, it's
he's got a big fucking nose too. My dad's Czechoslovakian, so they naturally all have really big noses. That's where mine comes from, Czechoslovakian descent, and
yeah, cute nose, man. You got a little button nose.
It's a little pointy.
I like your crooked nose.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
We can't say that. We can't say that.
What?
We can't say it. We
Can't say what?
We're gonna get canceled.
So
You can't talk about a black man's nose, bro. They're gonna twist it, bro.
I have a very
You have a cute nose, though. You do.
You have a very nice.
I just didn't want anybody.
You have a very nice nose.
Thank you.
I just didn't even want anybody clipping me, and
No, it's okay.
I say too much shit on here, dude. They put things together.
Dude, we need a compilation like immediately of all the racist shit that you say.
Right? I don't say anything racist. God, come on.
Sure, bro.
Come on.
That last clip that we put up on TikTok with the
What was it? I just watched our TikTok not too long ago. What was the last one?
it was the one with Curry and Karma.
Okay. And what did I say?
You had said something about
the masseuses.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need to invite a bunch of masseuses.
Yeah.
God, bro.
I was but real quick, shout out to you for fucking posting that, bro. Because look, no, like seriously, dude, I love that we are so uncensored. I love that we get to say what we want.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have just said it. I
You should have just said it.
I should have just said it.
Just let it out.
I should have just said
Yeah.
Invites.
If it's in you, just let it out.
I should have said. I said it now. I said it now. We should
gonna-
have said it.
I'm
That's
gonna call it
the
IMS. Irritable mouth syndrome.
Yeah, that's what you have, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit
Only
just
in
comes
company,
out.
Yeah.
Man, that's the way it should be, man. I fucking love it, dude.
Dude.
I was glad to see. I was glad that you uploaded it though, because I know, like, especially like with people I've worked with before on podcasts, they try to keep everything so nice.
No.
And it's just
After knowing you for as long as I do, the podcast situation that you told me about originally, being on a Christian podcast, bro,
That's
I could
crazy.
not
I could
imagine.
imagine.
we end up in places in life sometimes,
Yeah.
and we don't know how we got there. We don't know why we're there sometimes. And yeah, it's crazy to think. It's crazy to even sometimes I still have some of those clips in my phone. And I just rewatched them. I'm like, talking out of my ass, dude.
So, to finish the last thing, and I'm going to wrap
Okay,
it up.
go ahead.
But, so, the nose situation, the car crash, the taking care of me when I almost died on the float.
Talking about with Lizzie still? Okay.
This is all within like maybe 2 months of each other,
Wow.
right?
I was about to say 6.
Right?
I was gonna say 4.
Yeah, like
Wow.
2 months, right? Here's what's even more insane. 2 months after this, right? And Lizzie, God, I love her. This is when my dad told me that I have to marry her,
Mm.
right? So not only did she take care of me during those times, right? But Lizzie is, when I met her, she was about as Californian as it gets,
Okay.
right? Animal lover, pink hair,
Mm.
straight off a flight from California,
Mhm.
lived there her entire life, right? And I was like, okay,
I can work with this.
yeah, okay, I can change
I
her.
see the
Yeah.
molding that can
Yeah.
happen here.
So she's not originally was not a big fan of guns, obviously,
yeah.
Yeah.
right? She was scared of them, never shot them, never anything, right? Now she wants to have her own and,
Yeah.
learn with it and all that, right?
Yeah.
But we go to EDC, right?
With guns.
No. We come back, right? We had a red-eye flight.
I also
after-
remember the EDC story that you told us, where the story, or I think that was EDC, where you had the festival and you were freaking out because of
Yes,
you know.
she held me through an acid kind of a bad trip.
Not to throw you off, though. Keep going.
Yeah. But anyway, she's always been, as long as I've known her, she's always been a fucking rock.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say you're rock.
Yeah, 100%, bro. So, anyway, we had just come back from EDC, and you are fucking fried
Mhm.
coming back.
So I've heard.
We did so much, right?
Mhm.
You're up for 3 days straight, right? You're taking every substance under the sun. You are just burnt, right? We take a red-eye flight back home, and we're like, okay, our days and nights are fucked up. They're completely flipped, right? We have to sleep because I have work the next morning. Yes. So, yeah. So
I'm not going.
we decide that we were going to take some sleep medication, right? To go to sleep.
Okay.
Don't normally take sleep medication. I definitely don't take sleep medication after coming off of a fucking bender.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I do. I have a horrible nightmare, right? So I'm laying in bed and I wake up to the sound of a gunshot, right? I'm holding the gun, right? In bed.
Wait,
This is a true story.
dream or you're awake?
Awake.
No, wait.
I pulled my gun off of my nightstand inside my dream or whatever I'm fighting my demons, right? In this dream, right? And I let one loose into the wall
Mm.
in bed. yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. So Lizzie wakes up and she's like a prowling cat, dog.
Yeah.
She wakes up and she's like, you know, and I'm like,
Are you at this place that you're at now?
yes, we're living at. I'll show you the
Did
hole.
you fucking hit somebody?
So
That's okay.
So that's what I was.
I have a hole in my wall.
That's what I was terrified of.
Was your bed in the same place it is now?
So no, it was. You know where the windows are, where it is now?
Yeah.
It was to the right where the brick wall is.
Okay.
The brick white wall. that I
Facing
had,
other apartments.
Facing the other way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I'm shooting at other homes. Right?
Jesus.
But here's the thing. We're a 2-story and there's not another 2-story
Yeah.
for 3 houses down.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Here's the thing though. I couldn't find where it landed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, along the floor, I'm looking everywhere, bro. I can't find where the bullet went. So I'm terrified, right? That I have no idea where I fucking shot it,
Yeah.
right? So anyway, I have to wake up and go to work, right? And I'm like, totally burnt, right? And it seriously takes you like a solid 2 weeks to recover after doing something like that, like the EDC trip. Yeah, like for real. Like back to 100%. So I go in the next day and I'm just a zombie. I'm a zombie. Thank you. I'm a zombie. I come home and immediately I tear the room apart trying to find where this has, because in my head, man, I'm like, the old lady next door is laying dead. I shot her. I have no idea where this went. So it's actually the most miraculous thing, right? It was a 9mm. And when I shot it, it hit my sink. I have the Romeo and Juliet sinks, right? It hit the sink in the stud, right? It did not go any further. Wow. It never went. It was the best place it possibly could have hit, right? But it's the only time I ever let off a live round inside, in negligence, and it was in a fucking dream. Like it was, yeah. I was convinced because Lizzie was so shaken. Okay, I was convinced that I was going to come home and her shit was going to be packed.
Yeah,
because she was off.
And this is 2 months. We're at 2 months relationship.
Yeah,
4 months.
4 months. 4 months relationship, right? Okay. But I'm like, she's leaving me, all this stuff, whatever.
I think I'm a fucking lunatic. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. After all of this shit,
I thought you were a lunatic for a second there. Fuck,
bro. Exactly.
Yeah. Get the story out. I was like,
dude. So anyway.
I'm putting my gun under the bed tonight.
Bro, so I don't keep it on the nightstand anymore. I do keep it in it's locked up in a place inside my room. But like, dude, yeah. After that, I was like, I told my dad, and he was like, dude, you let off a round while she was asleep. Next to her in the bed. Like, it could have easily been anywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Like anywhere.
Like dreaming and then because I
get off me.
I've sleepwalked before. So like your body doing I guess what it knows to do.
Yeah.
Like you're having a bad dream. Like you're probably protecting yourself in that dream.
Yeah.
Your body doing what it knows to do. Like you could have just easily just like
yeah,
it
could have been so much worse, man. And
I'm so glad that it didn't, because dude, that would probably, you would have been fucked up. Your mental would have been so fucked after that.
Yeah.
But he told me, he said, you are dating a full blown liberal and you just let off a round next to her in bed, and he goes, if she doesn't, because I called him at work, and he goes, if she doesn't leave you, you have to marry her. Like, he's like, that is insane,
That's crazy.
But I blame, man, I blame the fact that I blame myself for one, right? Most of, but the psychedelics and then sleep medication,
Mm-hmm.
forcing myself to sleep.
Yeah.
Weird things are gonna happen.
Yeah, your mind is just in a weird place at that time.
Yeah, 100%.
I know that next day at work was fucking
Brutal,
How do you
bro.
do any work? I'm
It
sitting there.
was
Because you said when you got home, you're searching for the. If I'm at work, fucking thinking about, dude, where did that bullet go? There's
Bullet go?
Cam, did you get this done, dude? I'm trying to figure out if I'm right here. There's a sink here, toilets. I don't fucking get it, bro.
Yeah,
Where's
bro.
it at?
And I spent like because it was pretty early when it happened, right? It was like 5:30. I spent an hour looking for where it was, and then I finally found the hole. And man, it did not go any further than the stud.
Well, I guess, man, shout out to the neighbors because nobody was like, hey.
That was another part I was thinking about. I was like, they're
nobody.
calling the cops. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Lizzie's there alone. She's fucked up. like.
Yeah,
that
that would
was-
have been, I would have hated to have to getting police in that situation because I feel like at that point with an open round in the house with you and her that's gonna open up. I don't know if that
So
would
many
just,
questions.
I don't think I don't
Yeah.
think that would just be what happened. Oh, okay, we get it. All right, cool, bye. I feel like that would be like we need like a statement. We need to know
an
like
investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check neighbors.
Yeah, dude,
House to house.
it went the best possible solution or best possible outcome, but
Yeah.
holy shit, bro, I was.
Scared.
I mean, it
Yeah.
set me straight for a minute. Like to put in perspective, I haven't done anything since. I haven't done any
Yeah.
sleep medication, psychedelics, anything like that since that.
Yeah, that
moment.
type of shit will set you another way. It'll
Yeah.
make you a little worried. So
Yeah, I stopped driving crazy after the wreck. They say that your partners are supposed to bring out the best in you, and it stopped me from doing a lot of stupid shit.
absolutely, man.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think that's a good wrap up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrap up.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I was gonna marry my girl whenever I did a line of coke out of her tits. So, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been the On Game Show.
Thank you.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know the next time everyone comes out. It's every Wednesday. Man, hit us up. Show us some love, man. Show some love on some other platforms. Comment what different games you want to play. We didn't even play fucking Uno today.
I hope you
Stories
enjoyed the
were
game.
too fucking good. Thanks
Shit's too
again.
good, baby.
Be a good one. You know what that feels like.
Come on now.
Peace.
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 Thank you guys.